company as a UX expert, I found that there is a lot of gaps in the knowledge. People are coming with different, but means they come with only designing, only HTML, but they call themselves as a UX designer. So, so that is the reason we define our course on some concrete basis. And when we started as a structure, then we give registered that company as a private limited company under Indian Corporate Affair Ministry as a training company. So that is legitimate things we are doing. So I want to tell you, this is not a such only classes as such, but this is a verified company. We have a CIN number with us, uh, and I'm doubt any classes will have that kind of a. Okay. So whatever we give certificate later on to you, that will be a verified certification. All audit will be happened at our end, at authorities, everything will be happen. So you get a certified. I will tell you later on how the certification and everything will happen. Okay. So that is our today's discussion topic also. That's I want to give you more detail about how the training and everything is, and what are the career opportunities with the UX training you will get. Okay. So apart from UX training lab, we recently started UX Talk, which is now global brand, and people are like we happy that we cover a lot of good speakers on platform of UX Talk. Good mention like Susan Winchek, Darren Hood, Karen Zingler. These are Joe Leach, which is a psychologist, all leading pioneers in this field we brought on the one platform, that is UX Talk. You can check that website. There is still until December we have planned a lot of good speakers and good subjects we are covering, and this is absolutely free for all students. They can join free. Uh, Apart from that, we have a service called UX UI hiring. This is very special service that is you can take help out. Recently, we tie up with staffing companies also. That also I will tell you later what how we are working with staffing companies. So UX/UI jobs and UX/UI hiring. It is a platform which supports UX/UI training, and this is something that after training you should get good opportunities. So who have completed their projects, who have completed their portfolios, we try to push. Now recently also we have uh, I posted, I think if I follow on LinkedIn, I posted a couple of positions for UX field and designing field, and now people are who are actually completed uh, they have I have suggested them, and maybe next couple of weeks they will join some companies. Okay. So that is all about UX expert and UX UI training lab. So I have support of a UX expert, so that is something I can give lot many times as a UX UI training lab. I can give a lot of examples. I can give a lot of live project things in a UX UI training. Myself having almost 20 years of experience in this field. I come from Mumbai. I work with Rediff.com. I work with eScan antivirus. So that was the experience I'm carrying. Now coming back to our today's topic. So I will now I'm to tell you what is basically UX is all about, so that people from a different background, if they want to learn this UX, uh, what are they are getting, or what they will learn, or what they will uh, get knowledge from UX UI training lab. So first of all, which I always say, UX without research is not a UX. So any UX profile, or you call yourself as a researcher. That is the main thing that you have to understand. Okay, and only knowledge of a tools, only knowledge of some graphic devices will not help you out to make a good UX career. Okay, I have seen a lot of good designers, a lot of good developers also, but they fail as a UX professional because they lacking is the research. So entire thing, what we are based on a research basis. Uh, so what is UX is particularly if you want to explain. So there is no as a customized. There is no definition as such. A lot of people will talk about UX very differently. They have different definitions also. As you know, UX itself is a term is coined by the great man Don Norman, who is actually called first time that user experience and UX is a, and he himself says that UX is a process, okay, and it is a long-term plan for your all product development, okay. Now, what you mean by long-term plan, I will explain in like few slides, where you will now understand UX is not just about creating prototypes. UX is not just about creating some wireframes, okay, and that's why is a UX practitioner or UX person has to do lot of activities for that project. So everything, maybe it starts from a research, from requirement gathering to during your design development process. Maybe then later on it go for after even launching also. Uh, you can use all these UX processes. Now I will just talk. I will talk about what we do in a UX expert as a company. Okay, because see, training is something, or I don't call that as a training. Basically, I call myself as this a mentoring. So, uh, if I training something, then I cannot just train something, or I cannot just teach someone, because these are the known practice and which we follow in a UX expert. Okay, so I have a lot of proof. I have a lot of case studies with me. Last 8 years, I have a recorded track record, like that my what are the project we do. We never cross deadline for any project, and I'm I'm actually saying this with a lot of responsibilities, because why? Now you are also representing maybe IT companies or some other companies, right? Now you can tell me, if you say, okay, there is a process happening in my company, then can you tell me that your all projects are finished on the deadline? Okay, if the answer is yes, then I will say, okay, you are doing correct project execution process. So UX itself is a, I will consider as a project management process. Okay, it's a designing itself is a management process. Okay, and when you follow the UX correct processes at correct steps, that will help out you to create a project very positively. Your team will work very positively. You get correct output. Your client also will happy, and everything will be work smoothly. Okay, why? Because you follow some processes, and our entire syllabus is based on these processes. I will tell you later which processes we are going to learn under this UX main course, basically. Okay, so this is a I will say the process we follow as in a UX expert. But there are a lot of many companies follow different processes. Okay, so this is, I have created one in general, process diagram which I pick up from a lot of company follow this. So this is a cycle, basically. There is a requirement gathering, then it goes to the design phase, then it goes to the development phase, and then we have testing. And maybe some people call, array, we are following design thinking. Many people say, so we are following lean UX. I know if you are technical, then you know must know what is agile. Okay. Now, these all are obviously the processes which are already existing in your companies. And whenever you go for a job, or whenever anyone want to hire any UX professional, they will see where you are fit in those cycles. Okay, and whenever you submit your portfolio or CV, you have to tell them your values. Okay, what value addition you are giving to that company, and then comes your portfolio and everything. So that is where you have to be very focused. What are your KRAs and what are your responsibilities? Then you will can give a justification for your UX. And believe me, all the processes and all the project cycles, every step, we need UX experts, or we need a UX practitioner. How? Why? The different role you have to play entire this process. Might be in initial project, when you start, you will be a purely for researcher. You will go in a field, you will talk with customer, you talk with user, you acquire the knowledge, you will do the domain expertise, you will get, then on that research knowledge you follow UX methods. Maybe you follow UCD, maybe you follow design thinking or agile, whatever you are comfortable, you have to follow that. And your logical output will be a prototyping. Now, Again, here I can tell you in UX expert, my 80% projects prototype finish on only paper and pencil. Okay, so that is the main thing we are looking at. Okay, don't go behind tools. Don't go behind means if you know particular name a tool, that means you are UX practitioner. This is a totally wrong approach for your study. Okay? Obviously we do UX tools, like we work in a Adobe XD or Figma, or initially we used to do Balsamic, then InVision. uh, Recently we one of I tried Framer also. Okay, but see, remember, from last 8 years for my own company, I'm telling you my experience. None of a client comes with me and asks me, I need a wireframe in XD or in Figma. No client says. Okay, this is company stands where they decide, okay, I want to use this tool. Okay, and all wireframe tools are pretty easy. Okay, because they also want to do business there. If they create a very high end tool, then who will use that those tool? And if you are coming from a development background or design background, you already use very high end tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, Corel Draw, Visual Studio, or for that might be a 3D tools. If you compare your wireframe tools with these tools, wireframe tool I will then rate as a, even in that context, even paintbrush is a quite complex tool than this wireframe. Yes, definitely there are some processes you need to learn, and that is we are going to cover in the portion, because we cover Adobe XD and we are planning to introduce Figma also. And maybe let's see, because Balsamic and XD we not take, and Figma also we have started. uh, because this tool will come and this tool will go. So your role is to create a prototypes. Then those prototypes get handed over to the UI team basically. Now UI team is something where the creativity comes. Okay, uh, now creativity, like the the people who knows the graphical tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, or maybe for that matter any other graphical tool you are comfortable. Then it is not about creating wireframes. It is you have to transfer those knowledge to your UI person, so that they will come up, they will use creativity, and they will bring the liveness or wow factor in those screen. Then next people come, that is we call as a front end development, where actually the coding part and everything start. So UI we have two branches. One is a creative person and one is a development. Nowadays we call as a front end development, and then later that will come goes into a development cycle. So now depending on you are doing mobile or you are doing web, then particular people will start working on your project. Now here also you have to do a lot of work. Okay, now your work will not stop. Now as I told you initially, you may work like as a researcher and you work UX processes and your output is your prototype. But when you transfer your work, that is a wireframe prototypes, to a UI or front end or maybe developer, then your responsibility change. Now you become a monitor. You are going to be check. Okay, so whatever intentions I have researched and whatever I have findings and I have created prototype, then developer or designer not supposed to change that. Okay, if I kept button at the right hand side, then developer will come and it will shift to left hand side. Why? Because he is not comfortable in coding. He cannot do this, because I have research, I have UX laws with me, I have design principles with me, and using those I have created prototypes. It is like how if building architect is given a submit a plan and builder decide, okay, I will now raise one more floor, he can do. But if in future if building is get collapse, then people will people will see who's the architect, right? Similarly, you are the role while you are doing prototype, you are become a interaction designer or information architect. That is the role you have to play. Now you have to monitor your designers, UI people and developer development, that they are following your instructions. Okay, nowadays we are moving towards, which I will cover later on in the end part, which I decided to talk about little bit about COVID also, and after COVID, how these opportunities are going to increase. Now people are want. Now we are moving towards screenless technologies like IoT, voice recognition, face recognitions. These kind of experiences you have to create. Now there, if you decided, okay, I want to do this, and you have created one gestures, and imagine developer comes and because he doesn't need to code, he changes it, then it is not good. Okay, so you have to monitor entire. So this is an analysis and design process you have to work. Now after, now logical, then next team comes when development finish, then come testing. Okay, now when tester starts testing, then he has to test lot of scenarios. Okay, so for testing also, you go and you help them to explain them lot of scenarios. Okay, because in UX process we do storyboarding, we do journey maps, we do scenarios. So those are use cases we build. Because why? Because we are the people, that's UX practitioner. We talk with customer, we talk with our user, we know the subject, we know the problem, we know the empathy, we know the pain point, and keeping all this, we have created a prototype. Now tester needs to know this. Okay, why he is going to test this, and who's the best person in entire office will be you, because UX person has already studied this. Okay, then you work as a in-house client for your project. So tester also will come with you. You have to sit with tester and you have to guide the tester. Okay, check this scenario, check this revenue model, check this gestures. No, because you are the person who created prototype. Now your role is not finished here. The main thing start even after that also. When we launch your product, okay, now next things come, okay, where you have to do lot of usability testing. Okay, lot of user testing you have to do. Now see, if you again compare the entire scenario of your project development, you are like UX professional who started the project, who does the requirement gathering. On the research basis, they have done the prototype, then the design happened, then the development happened, then the testing, and it now launch. Now again, we are the people who was get more responsible for user testing, because that is the main thing. Because when you launch a beta or when you after testing, because that we have to test joe intention say whatever we have created screens, our users using those screens same way. If not, then you have to go back to your drawing board. Okay, because many times you cannot test some scenarios in testing environment. Many times you cannot check things with your dummy data, you cannot check many things with your development environment. You have to go and test with your user. Okay, and usability testing is one of a I will say important responsibility practitioner has to do. So in now, in your process, okay, you may have an interaction designer, you have an information architecture, your interface designer, then front end development and back end development. Now you will see, once you know correct UX knowledge, entire yours, you can see where you are fit. You fit everywhere. Okay, and that is the opportunity as a UX. If you know, if you learn the genuine UX, not just tools. Okay, and that is a responsibility. That's why we get even salary difference between graphic designer, UI designer, and a UX practitioner. Okay, because once you go in a UX, probably I have just made a list here. No? What are the kind of a job profiles you may get after you learn UX? Okay, so there is, I have put some other also like visual design and UI also, but apart from those two, like visual design, you have typical print media or graphic media, digital, those things, no? Those positions we are working. Maybe currently you are in that profile also. Maybe you are uh, become practicing that. Now that is your advantage. I will say that you are the correct people that you can move to the UX people. Okay, now once you go UX also, there are a lot of different uh, avenues you have as a career opportunity. So I have made some list here. So interaction designer, motion designer, information architecture, UX engineer, experience designer. You can become a UX or user researcher. You can become a usability also, usability testing. Okay, If you're good at a language, now new field is now coming that we call as a UX writing. So if you're good at a language, then you are, if a content, you know how to write in good English or whatever the language your project is there, or domain language, then your UX knowledge and plus your language knowledge, now there's a totally a new stream which is now coming, and these guys are taking huge packages just for UX writer. Okay, so this is also a good opportunity, but yes, you need to have a UX or usability or user research knowledge with this. Okay, one more is there, which is I'm not listed here, but we are projecting in future, uh, as I'm almost say I have dealing, I'm talking with a lot of international people, and I'm a part of a even Symbiosis Institute of Design, SID here in Pune. Uh, Soon we are talking, maybe I'm not sure, but maybe in this year or maybe in next year, because of COVID actually things are delayed, but definitely we are going to tie up with Shivaji University from Nagpur. Uh, so that is, we are under in documentation process, everything, and I will soon, I will declare about those things. But now all this study, we are now expecting there is a one more field which is for you in future you can work, that is artificial intelligence. Okay, and people know, who knows the UX with artificial intelligence. Maybe I'm designing that curriculum also with one of my good friend, Aditya Kulkarni is a founder of Amplify Reach. We are there as a UX vendor also. Okay, uh, so that is something future and futuristic, we are planning. So obviously that will cover AR VR also. Okay, but these are the futuristic things. So UX, it is not, if you're thinking that UX, okay, I learn UX, I will become a UX designer. Okay, for me there is a nothing called as a UX designer. Okay, you cannot be either you become a creative or you become a research. Okay, I have mentioned here UX designer, but still these are the actual job profiles you go and work. Okay, uh, yes, if you are a UI background, then you can go and plus your UX knowledge, and this last column, it is for UI people. Okay, they also can go in these hierarchies in this. But apart from this, there is something we have mentioned here. Last, nowadays many people are now want full stack. Something is there, which we as a company owner also and as a technical, we do not support something called as a full stack. This is a very HR driven term. Okay, uh, because we should, you become an expert in a one, you cannot be become an expert in all things, but still people want multitasking profiles. Okay, so there are many companies demand you should have the full stack where UX and UI, even the technical, even I'm mentoring many people now, they are coming from electronics background, they are coming from architect, they are coming from mechanical background, even sales, developers. I have a couple of design heads also from good companies, they are taking user experience training, because now everything in future is going to be human centric, and that is why we are coming there. Okay, so sorry, so when you talk about UX, so maybe you will work somewhere, these all are profiles for you. Okay, that is the main advantage when you go for a UX. Okay, with, along with, if you have a UI background or you have a design background, if you have a sales background, if you have a technical background, or you have a content writing background, then that will give a definitely added value for your UX knowledge, then this graph will increase more. Okay, if you know, if you do only UX, then definitely you can be a valued resource, because earlier as I told you, you required for me as a company, as a, as a manager, that you are for every step of the project. Okay, and that's why you become a then key resources, you become the, you cannot have a no you become then valued resource for any company. So that is how the ecology of I will say where the UX profiles go and work. Okay, so don't take something in mind. Okay, कि UX मतलब I will do only prototyping, I have to do only XD, I have to do only Figma, or I have to do only wireframes. No, there are many plenty of opportunities when you do. In fact, your background, whatever you have done your career so far, okay, even I have some freshers. One of my fresher, she's from architect background, she has done UX, and now she is now working almost for 2 years now in a good company as a UX professional. Okay, and she is now getting good money. Even if she now, whenever we meet or we connect on messenger or something, she every time told, sir, if I go to the architecture now, still now 2 years I have to do this somewhere internship. Okay, because of UX now I'm getting good, and no good profile and good company, and I'm getting good salary because I have done now. She's working with her architecture background, that sense, and plus UX. So don't discourage yourself that no, I coming from this background. Okay, this thing is not good, and I will say this will give added advantage for your UX career. Now, why? Because our entire requirement is a human centric. Okay. In future, as I told you, we are going to be is like screenless design. Okay. Now that is the reason why we need to study human factors. That is the main subject. We are our part of our training. And when I decided, when I create my own syllabus, I kept human factors as a base for my syllabus. Okay, because now this is a little bit timeline I have mentioned here. Okay, uh, with you will see, when you see learn, you will understand how our evolution is there as a human. Okay, we have spent lot of millions of years from what today we have. Okay, but we'll see in last 100 years we will see suddenly a technology boom. See, our body is not meant, or it's not evolved for these gadgets. Okay, this is not for these gadgets. Our my body, my hand, if I holding say pen, it is not for these grips. These grips are basically, it is not for these artificial things. Okay, now when we use these gadgets, because your software industry is not it is useless, uh, because if there is no hardware. Okay, that you have to understand this. So you are, if you want to run any software, web or mobile, you have to have a hardware there. Okay, and when we use this hardware, we have to do a lot of interaction with these machines. So earlier in, I will say 1800s or somewhere, when we have an industry revolution, that time, then people, scientists thought, array, this is something different happened around us. Now a lot of machines are there, so we need to now study impact of those machine on our body. And that is the where we started as a human factors. Then let in 90s, we have sudden boom of a computer. Okay, then we have a internet and everything we have seen. Uh, then everything is now changed from, even you have your own life. You have seen how this computer screen size is changed, how the mobiles are changed. Okay, now we have devices which is very small devices, maybe hidden devices, maybe wearables, AR, VR. We now imagine those machines, those hardware, how they impact on our body. Okay, when you see, when a 1 year child with specs, that means he is using something wrong with around him. He is using maybe a lot of mobile. Okay, that is a hardware, that is a software they are using. Okay, and that is why we have a subject called human computer interaction. So in late 90s, uh, people, scientists have thought, okay, now we should have another branch out on human factors that is dedicated to study the computer, and that is why we have a subject called human computer interaction. And studying UX, that means you are studying human computer interactions. Anyone, if you they are teaching you UX or they are talking about UX, and they are not talking about human factors or human computer interaction, that means they are not talking about UX. Okay, because end see, what is UX? Basically we call as a user experience study. Now when you call as a user experience, that means it is about human being. how you are going, your interface, how your gadgets the user will use. You talk about comfort, right? You talk about safety. Whenever any person use my software, I want to give them best experience. Okay, and when you call as a best experience, now scenarios are totally changed. Okay, I will come to later on COVID part also. Okay, now I have a couple of project requirement where my client has told me, now recently US, one of my US client has told me, Tushar, I need a software where I don't want my users will touch any screen or any keyboard or anything, and I need that kind of a solution. Okay, because now safety is major issue and in future, and this is not going to be, and it is always there. Okay, it is always there. You have to see the user safety in the UX. Unfortunately, last, I will say 5 6 year, people are talking more about UI. They are forgetting about UX and user experience. Okay, it is a good or bad, I don't know, but because of this COVID situation, now people are started taking human factors, user safety. I will say as a UX career, if you want to say something is people, it is good that people now started taking this more seriously. Many people are already serious about this. That's why we see a lot of good innovations which we doing by Apple or Google. They say a lot of interactivity. You have AR, VR. We have an information architect. Lot of things we do already do without touching the screen. We have a voice command. We have face recognition. We are people are already starting there, but there are a lot of people, they are still not accepting this, that UX, it is something about beyond UI. Okay, and this is very unfortunate. If you learn only tools, you are not going to work in a good companies, because on interview phase only you will get failed, because those guys, even if you imagine I am hiring for a Google or Accenture or something, they will ask you about user experience, they will ask you about human interactions, not about XD or Figma. Okay, not about your graphical tools expertise. They will ask about what is the empathy you have find out, what is the research, and what is your problem solver, how you are a problem solver. Okay, now as I told you, I have one requirement with me currently where client has said me, I need a solution where I don't want any user should touch my interface, even not the keyboard. Now think, what should I do in this interface? Okay, then what should I introduce in those? How the interactivity will happen? But that is the future we are going to enter. Okay, so that is why the HCI, that is human computer interaction, is going to be huge in future. Uh, Recently, what are the we have current knowledge of HCI? We already use lot of things. You also might know things, okay, because in you have a mobile with you, so a lot of applications you may also have which are or softwares you already used. You use the ATM, you use banking solutions. So, but you don't, maybe you don't know that is our SCI is there. Okay, so couple of list I have made here. That is the location checking, breath rate, voice tone, pitch, frequency, eye movements, pupil, retina scanning, heart rate, tracking unconsciously. That is a we are doing as a UX expert very good project with the sports industry for muscle movement, and for one of our leading brand, they are using as a coach for their all AI based solution we are making. Okay. Now this is already there. It is not a new thing. New thing I will going to talk something after this. Okay, still there. And if you now, if you are working in any company as a graphic designer or as a UI, have you work on this? And we call that as a UX. If no, then you are not doing UX. Okay, so that is something we have to check as a you are as a training thing also. Okay, now currently we have based our HCI, whether it is AR or VR or something, on the three things basically: physical, audio, and visual things. Okay, you know you have to use keyboard or mouse. That is your physical input. Audio, we use Google, you use Alexa, you use Siri. That is audio input. Voice recognition. Even today we use voice recognition for safety, for security reasons. Also, we give a passcode through voice. Okay, then obviously visual. Okay, the AR VR technology is what we have, where we use as a this your eyeball as an input device. A lot of things we do in a visual sense. Okay, Now, what is future is what about UX is the, if you talk about it, is all about touchless interactions. And keep in mind what we I told you earlier. This is going to be there. Okay, this is not going to be vanish within second, but in future we are going to add something more in this user experience study. Okay, now people will expect you that you create interactions which is a touchless. Reason is simple. Now everybody are very cautious about where they are touching this, because I'm not going to talk about COVID, because now it is everywhere. Even the school kids also know how what precautions you have to take. Okay, how to avoid touch, how to safeguard your thing. Okay, so but now unlock is there, so people are going in a public. Now people slowly are starting their daily activities, and once now simple thing, ATMs, you have to enter in ATMs. Okay, you have to touch there on the keypad. You know who's the, you are, when you go, who's the person earlier has visited on that ATM, okay, where he has touched, what has happened, okay, does it contaminated the things, we don't know. So people are hesitate in future, in now travel industry, healthcare industry, everywhere the chaos we are using, they are already are a touch interactions. Now people will come and they will ask you to create something very futuristic thing, that now now this is something future we are talking about. Okay, and this is where exactly UX person is only, because this skill set designer will don't have, developer they know, they will just code them those things. Okay, because we are the person, we talk the user, we identify the problems with the our sales with through our sales to with our business stakeholders, with our users. Then in maybe in future we have to do a lot of 2D gestures and 3D gestures. That is something in future uh, we are or you have to supposed to work on your future interactions. Then maybe technologies like voice technologies, where Alexa, Siri, a lot of things, the speech recognitions. Currently, we are working with one project with Amplify Reach. There, uh, we have gone up to even sentimental analysis through our voice. Means I can now identify emotions through my just voice recordings, okay, or voice commands. So it is not just now about identify the voice command or who's speaking that voice or who's that user. Now we are added emotion in that also. So that is huge things we are in future is going to be happen. Okay, so touchless, voice based interactions, facial recognitions, mobile based, and these all are everywhere where we go in our public place. Now interactions, softwares, chaos, your gadgets, everything. Now I need a person who will understand these things, who will understand what is the human centric is all about. Whenever that person designs something, he should think, "Arey, whether this is safe for me, whether it is safe for my user." Okay, now that is something. Now safety is one of the thing that human factor teach you. Okay, human computer interaction teach you. Okay, now I have made just one list. Okay, some kind of a projects we are getting in a UX expert, and in that UX projects I have couple of not technologies, or you can say requirements. I have listed down where my customers are born from me. So like so they want something that their application should detect the social distancing also. Okay, and best example we have with us like Indian government, Arogya Setu, right? They no, we have a detection in your circum radius. If someone is positive, it gives you alert. Okay, so there are a lot of technologies now people want in their retail store, in their where they use in public. In you imagine travel, we are going a ticket booking, they're huge, right? Then how you safeguard yourself? Okay, uh, so that is a safe exercise zone. There geo, maybe till now you have heard about geofencing, where you Google Map and something. If you seen the recent Google Map APIs, they have introduced even the COVID fencing also. Okay. Uh, Sorry. So we have a hands-off, this touchless thing, geofencing. That is just I've talked about. So those things are maybe a couple of projects we have things. So motion detectors, touch-free things. These are also now requirements are coming into the UX expert in the projects. Okay. Now, and last thing is the community healthcare, that many people now projects are in future or maybe in down the line next 2 3 years, or because uh, this situation now taught very fundamental thing, all industries, that every product should be now human centric. Okay. Till unfortunately we are ignored so far, and we just talking about, okay, you are doing ये, आप React कर रहे हो, आप Java कर रहे हो, आप UI कर रहे हो, आप Figma कर रहे हो, आप XD कर रहे हो, just talking about UI technology. Now people are going to talk about, can my user perform this action safely? Okay. Now this is there, and there your designing skills and your development skill not help out you. Then your HCI skills, human factor skills, usability, user psychology, those skills will help you out to understand your user. Okay. Now I just make couple of slides here for where I can, you can understand where the UX market itself is going. And it is, I just captured this record before COVID, but recent data is, this graph is, it is like the traction of this curve is very rapid now. Okay. Now most I will say demand, it is like for the UX professionals is now, because now, oh, imagine every old project which is in the market out there, they will come to their vendors, their development companies, and they will ask to redesign this thing. Okay. Because everybody now want that human centric approach, or I will say user centric approach in those designs. Okay. So it is a 21st. Again, I am saying this is a sixth position before March, which I think I prepared this slide. Now it is reached up to, I think, fourth. And somehow, surprisingly, UX writing is a top third salary making people in entire IT industry. Okay. So there are a couple of data there. I'm recording this video, then you can see later on also. Okay. So don't worry, I will share this with you, so you can peacefully, you will see all the slides, and if any questions later on also, you can ask me many questions. So this is about India, where we are standing today, and what are the max average salaries we have for UX professional, okay, and for researcher or psychologist or UX writing, where the industry salary goes. And it is, I will touch wood, so far it is now at higher end. Okay. Now, I have just given the background about why you require this user experience, and now I have told you what is UX also. Okay, so it is basically a strategy, as Don Norman correctly says. Uh, it is your approach, it is your attitude in your mind you have to bring in your studies. It is not just about creating designs. Okay, and I always says it is not about you also. Okay. It is not about you, what you know, what you know in a design, or what you know in a coding, or what you know in a testing. That knowledge comes later. First thing we always see in a UX study, or in that, put user first. Okay. And when you say put user first, that means I'm talking about one live person there, which is a human being. And and that is where the UX experience is all about, that I want to make happy that one user. Okay. And it is very interesting study, very, it is all about you. Basically, it is all about how you think, how your brain works. Okay. That's why our entire training base is based on, first of all, human factor engineering, human computer interaction, that leads to that. Then we we follow uh, mother of all design process, that is a user centric design. Then from user centric design, you call UCD or UXD or CXD, lot of terms nowadays come, but user centric design approach is a mother of all design processes. Then we have a design thinking and other thing also, agile UX also, and it is not included here, but we do cover that also, right, as an additional add-on. We talk about design thinking, agile UX, lot of examples we give during entire sessions. And okay, we do arrange workshops, which is for our student. We give those free access to them. Okay, lot of good speaker come. They now we are maybe in December or maybe in January. The Karen will come and she is taking workshop for design thinking. So a lot of things are happening. Also, our syllabus basically is your then you have a usability. So usability science is also need to understand. User psychology is very close to me also. Okay, because I'm from a life science and I'm a research. I'm done PhD work in nuclear chemistry and psychology. So that's why psychology I will say a very advanced subject, but it is very useful for you. And personally, I have done a lot of work in a psychology field. Then we build industry standard portfolio with uh, multiple projects I have said, but we ask from my side, I asked you should take two projects, two different subjects we take. If you want to work on another multiple projects, that is up you are free you because you have to adjust time and you can do. Okay. Then we have assignments going on continuously, and then we give after when you complete your portfolio and everything, we give interviews practice also, interview assignments also. I will talk about this little bit more detail later on. Uh, because currently now we have in agreement with few staffing companies, so they help us for doing these activities. So every course we have a combination of a theory and practicals. So we have a to from my side ask you to you work on a two in any subject, and I will not give you any subject. You have to think because for me anything under sun we can work on UX processes. Okay, that is so I have many people with me. They work on hotel industry. They work on artificial intelligence. Currently, one of our student from Mumbai, she is working on uh, deaf and dumb people. Now we are there. We are exploring how we can do keyboard for sign languages. Lot of machine learning things, artificial intelligence things. People are doing. They are researching hospital management systems. Lot of people. Every individual is taking different topics, and when you work as a peer, another student subject is a learning for you. Okay. So if I have now currently I think I have 30, 40 plus students with me, and every 40 we have a imagine two different individual projects. That means 80 different subjects we are exploring. Okay. And so a lot of assignments, interview preparations we'll give. Okay, I will talk about digital verified certifications, how it will work. So we will give after completion of this entire syllabus, we'll give this verified certificate. As I told you, UX/UI training is not a classes; it is a mentoring thing, and UX/UI training is a register under Indian Corporate Ministry as a private limited for training. Okay, so that is a legitimate legacy, a legit thing we have created. So it is not just certification means to just give a hand up piece of paper. Okay, and I will not give certificate unless you complete your project that has to be industry standard. Okay, you have to come me, you have to ask me answers, you have to check me, because after you complete this entire thing, I personally give one more letter which is apart from your digital verified certificate, that is a letter from me, and I will take your responsibility for your projects. That is the ownership I will take. Okay, because if you are showing someone, because I will tell you in UX expert, when I go for hiring, many people show me portfolios. These are just like a dribble beyond links and just JPGs. Looking at those JPGs, I'm not able to understand how you are expert or how good you are in a user research. Okay, so you have to show something different to your employer, to your interview, who is taking your interview, or your maybe potential client in future. So my intention here, it is for not only for jobs. So you create a portfolio, you create a project, you work on a project, so that not even a job, even if you want to work as an independent UX consultant or independent, you have to take as a freelancing, then your portfolio should help them for you. You know, you can show your portfolio and even you can take a jobs. So that means that realism, that realistic, that detailing you must have in your portfolio. And for that, this letter will help you for in future also. If show someone, okay, and if someone has a doubt or someone has questions, this letter is coming, I will give you on my company's letterhead, okay, where my all my signature, phone number, every will there. So anyone has any doubts, they will connect with me, okay. Okay, they will verify with me. So already we have a digital verified on SSL server. We have a uh, we are building that kind of a structure where every certificate will get certified. Okay, so any employer, when that push verified button, they will give all your record. They will get all your record, and they will get digitally verified certificate to them. So that is something I think. Uh, in at least in Pune, we are the first. I don't know how many what people are doing, because our intention is not a classes. We are here for your support, for your projects, even after completion. Okay, we support in your some other things also. I will tell you after a couple of slides. Okay. So we have couple of courses which I tell you. I can tell you. So we give this certified seal for that, which is a verified, and this QR based thing where any person can verify that any globally from anywhere, and it is SSL certified secure server we have kept. And as I told you, it is a private limited registered company. So a lot of data is anytime is available for anyone for audit. Okay, even if government comes and they, okay, what students, what are they doing, we are liable to, or we are bound to give those data. So your certificate number and everything, it is there for your lifelong, it is for their record, it is there for on secure server. Okay, so we have a main course. I think you may be interested in this is a full UX UI course. It is so obviously in UI we cover a lot of UX based UI. We're not going to teach Photoshop because that already you know. But yes, definitely whatever UI you require to work on UX, that will do. We'll take a lot of UI tools also. We took like XD, Figma. I have told you those will cover. And this is entire structure about, and the syllabus which I already shared, which I mentioned. Okay, these is the base, our main, where usability, user psychology, the human factors, human computer interaction. These are the topic we cover in this uh, our main UX course. Then we have a specialized psychology also. Now this is very different course. It is not about only UX. It is more about psychology, because psychology is something going inside users' brain. So where we talk about neural networks, neural hormones, lot of things, behavioral science, lot of things. Plus whatever we have, I have told you in a UX thing. Okay, so it's a huge portion. It is very depth UX psychology things we get covered. So maybe who one person who knows the UX, they can go for psychology, because psychology is very advanced thing. Okay, I have a four student from US. They are doing this psychology, and they all are surprisingly not from design background, not from technical background. They all are bankers basically. Okay, so that is the power of UX and psychology, that all different domains now studying these subjects. Then you have very special user research oriented course, where if you have already some UX background, then you can go for only for a user research stuff. Okay, so this is something we are specialized researcher. Okay, we already have one batch is going on for this, and we are going to launch, that is very another special, is a front end development. And here we are will keep UX as a core, and then we will add front end development stuff. Like we are going to plan bootstrap, start from bootstrap. So HTML, JavaScript, CSS will be there, which is the base. And apart from that, bootstrap, React, Angular will be get covered. But for designers, I will not suggest this, because this is totally hardcore development oriented. But there also we are keeping human factors and UX HCI in that course also. And I will tell you, this is a very unique, first time ever. I will say, I'm not even not seen even in the world level also. India level, I never did not found anything such kind of a thing for front end development. But we are the first. I think we have registered this course syllabus where front end development also we learn UX processes. Okay, this is a very unique thing we are launching. Okay, and apart from this, yes, we have a lot of workshops, corporate level trainings we do. Okay, many workshops are free workshops. UX talks is one of activity. Now we are doing this totally free. Okay, uh, people like Susan Winchek, Darren Hood, Karen, Joe Leach, these kind of a people, where they charge per hours many thousands of dollars. They charge those guys. Susan is a person who worked with Don Norman and Nelson. She has come out on UX Talk and she has given the free time for us. Okay, that is a huge thing for me also. Okay. So obviously for our student, even if there is a paid thing, we give a lot of discount to them for if because we bring a lot of external people here. So these are advantages. Many times we give free access also for our student because uh, so these are and this is an additional thing we give. We are planned something very interesting under UX talk. Maybe in couple of in maybe Jan and February we'll do that huge announcement for this. So very interesting concept we are bringing for UX community. So this is so who can learn UX? It is the questions. I will say everybody. If banker can learn, if architect can learn, and they can work in their respective field or UX field, then I think designer development. You are already in a IT field, so though you can definitely learn UX and you can take advantage. Don't get fear that okay, मुझे UX करना है means what exactly, right? There is a very simple, it is very humble approach for. First thing you have to do, you have to understand yourself as a human being. That is the study you have to implement in your research and think. Okay, so there is no rocket science. There is no yes, there are complex things like understanding brain is very complex thing. So there are, but I'm there for you. Okay, for because psychology I said is my main subject throughout my career and throughout my even studies also. Okay. Uh, so there is huge opportunity for as a UX as a career, and I will say if you are a multidisciplinary, as you have a different background, then I will say you are like a key resource for any company. Okay, because now many companies want people who knows something different. Because imagine I have two resources. One is a design student, or we will say a typical graphic student, or and one is doing design also, but his background, suppose imagine is from commerce side. Okay, and now I have a project which I have to work. My customer is from finance background. Now you tell me who's the which designer give me best result. The the person from a commerce background will give me, exactly he will understand what my customer want, and that is the reason why now many big companies are going for multidisciplinary design students. Okay, so don't take pressure about your backgrounds. Okay, don't judge like okay, I have so background now, why and if I come in UX, what I will do. Okay, you become a key resource because you know multiple things, and maybe and in future you are going to work in a different domains. I believe me, when I started my career 20 years back, I never imagined that I have to go and work with the farmers. I have to work with the accounts. I have to work with something without screen and everything. But now I have to do in UX expert. We have done project for farmers where my users even don't know reading, don't know language, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, not even they cannot read the things, but still I want to create interface for them. Okay, so how you will do? So that is when you have different backgrounds. So don't take negative is with that. You convert that background in your positive. If you are a design school student, then okay. If you are a design school student, then I will say you have a, I will say more advantage from other things. Okay, so that is because when you learn design as a scientific way in a design school, you learn lot of things in your studies. Okay, so what is color theory, what is user research, everything you learn. So expectation from a people who from a design backgrounds are obviously more. Okay, but nevertheless the people from multiple disciplinary will also come and they will shine in the UX field. Okay, there are a lot of people in industry. I can take a lot of names here. There are a lot of you also know on LinkedIn. Therefore, you must be following on Twitter. These are good designers. Check their backgrounds. They all mostly, I will say, 80% are not from graphic background or design background, but still today they are brands or they are successful UX practitioners. Okay? Reason is simple that they do research, they talk with user, they talk with, requirements, and they implement. They don't go beyond or behind the tools. Okay, now if you're following UX talks, every speaker so far we have brought on our platform, every speaker has pointed that you have to work on paper and pencil. You have to work on your first primitive skills will be talk to the user, talk, understand the requirement, understand the empathy of your project, pain point of your project, then brings your solutions. Okay, imagine you are not understand the fundamentals of the or the pain points or the business model or revenue model, and you are creating screens. Who are going to use? No, up to users how they are going to use, because there you are missing main thing in your design, that is a human centric design, and that is actually need of our today, that I want a designer who create this human centric design. So this is a platform we are all our certification will have a verified certification. So we have a secured server as a UXY training lab. That data is already secure. It is wherever. So whenever someone press on your that seal, it get verified with our server. And what is happened there, any employer when verified your profile, obviously we will get intimate. That's for example, company ABC is verifying this student or this certificate. Then uh, we can come in picture, or and because we are already uh, tie up with few recruiting partners with uh, and many in future we are already in discussion. As I told you, even universities also we are tying up. So that is advantage ecosystem I'm creating, so that is advantage we can take. So anyone who is clicking that seal. Okay, and what happened after this is obviously you get verified. You will get all your details, your portfolios, your CV, your assignments, everything will easily the verified. What are the ratings and review, what are my observations, my recommendation letters, everything we will transfer with security to that employer. Okay, so that will, you will get that advantage that, okay, yes, so it is not just like clicking just button and okay it is verified. Next what? Okay, so next we need that support. Okay, then someone has to tell, because then that is the responsibility we are taking for you. Okay, so that is why I registered this company as a private limited under government, because I want to give that safeguard. If I'm a teaching or if I'm a mentoring, I'm not, I want to don't want to run only classes. Okay, it is not that classes thing. Okay, so that is I have waited for a very long time. We register this as a private limited company under, I have a CIN number. You can verify that CIN number at any point of given time. Okay, uh, so that is why everything is on the secured server, and that authenticity, and this is a worldwide authenticity we are giving. So this is our this is a system we are creating. It is not just so it is, even after you complete this training, we are there for support you. Okay, there are, I still have my student number one with me. He is now Hyderabad. He's from automobile engineering background. He's still with me. He's talking with me. We talk a lot of problems with you. So sometimes he discuss with me. So it is not a relationship between UXY training lab and you. It is not just for those training hours or training period. It is after that also. Okay, so we are there to support you. For it is not for like, okay chalo certificate hand or care, then you go your way. This not will not do that, and we are not a classes. Okay, so that is something I'm highlighting more. Additionally, recently we have, I think this is again, we got this, I will say, honor that, okay, we are only in the India who provides training also, and we are a official training partner with UXQCC. UXQCC is a international brand like human factor engineering kind of a thing. These they are associated with the Vienna University in Austria, Graz. Uh, so so we are officially partner with them. So we have our own courses, obviously, which is also verified certification also, and uh, these international certification also. But if you are starting at a career, uh, then there is a specific, you can go to the uxqcc.com website. You will find a list of trainer, our name, so we are there. Okay, you can go through what they are providing, but obviously there is an international certification fees also. And but this is an exam oriented course, so after course you have to appear for exam, and there is a passing score, and once you get the score, then you will get certification. That's seal. Even if you done only training program, still you will get certification, but that is not a verified certificate. So two kind of certification UXPC provide, and if you get fail unfortunately in that exam, then you have to reappear on that exam. Okay, now fees for this UXQCC, it is 60,000, and exam fee is 100 euros. But as a UX UI training lab, we are giving discount for 45,000 for that UX QCC provide. Okay, for our course, which is a 6 months course, apart from the practical we have to do, time for practical, that is depend on you, because how much practical, how much time. So we have a couple of students, they have finished within 2 weeks also, and we have a couple of students, many students, they are working on a project for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months also. Because see, because of COVID, because of work from home, they have some issues, because they have to focus, they have to balance the work and the project. So there is happened. Okay, uh, but we are there for them. So anytime we are there. So we are not saying them, okay, you have to finish this and then only you have to get. So we are. It is not a that kind of a relationship we have. So we are waiting. Once we in November, we are planning to launch again or start again classroom. Okay, uh, so then we will again we'll meet, and we'll try to finish as soon as possible those the pending portfolios, because we are there for them. It is not like that. Um, but because of today's conditions, okay, because of today's, we are some we are sometimes we no, we have to adjust those things, because work from home, the COVID situation is, no one has in control with them. Uh, Plus, we have one more course, or I will say training program. We are going to launch for this is very rapid course. This is a 30 days mentoring program, but this is very high level. 30 days you have to start, but this is also we are going to start even after COVID problem, because there you have to start from not even Saturday Sundays. You have to work 30 days, and the industry experts, industry mentor will teach you. Okay, like Nikhil Verma or Amit Tagi, these are the industrial designers. They have their own companies, and they will come, and I'm there. These two guys are there. They will give you like a hardcore 30 days program, but that will we are going to in soon, because again, because due to COVID, I understand people cannot give time for, they will not manage. But once things are uh, everyone is comfortable, we are going to relaunch this program once again. Okay? So this is about, and as I told you, we are already uh, collaborated, or we are already on partner with staffing companies. So these are not employee, or I will say it's not employee agencies. Okay, so there is a difference between staffing companies and employee consultants. There are totally huge difference. Okay, so this there is no need of you have to pay to anyone. Okay, because this employment consultancy, they charge you. Okay, so there is a difference. Okay, and these staffing company have their reputations worldwide, like work. They are very, you can go these respective websites also. You can check their clients work, to whom they work, and what client they serve. And as we are collaborated with them, uh, so whoever completed our syllabus, or we are completed, we have given the certificate, everything, obviously those people will get recommendation from my side, myself, or so obviously the preferences will given for our student, because the process which we are implementing in training is a process I actually practice in a UX expert. Okay, so it is an industry process. It is not a it is not a hypothetical anything, like because uh, whenever you learn from somewhere, you have to ask them, what is your own experience. Okay. Many classes here in Pune, I have seen their own student, they because they don't cannot give them jobs, so they convert own student to them faculties and they teach. Okay, but here scenes are different. Personally, I give training, plus we bring the mentors, we bring the industry experts, uh, and they give the training. So it is not like our student will convert into a faculty and them. So there is a huge difference between what we are quality of education which we are bringing on the table, and what others are doing. And plus we are not a as a company, we are legitimate company, we are private limited company. We are tie up with these companies like a staffing partners we have, and they also guide us, they also guide our students. We are planning, because of COVID we are not planned, but hopefully in next November I'm talking with work founder. He's coming and he's giving some kind of a tips or some kind of a workshop, where he will talk, he will share his own experience of a staffing, and they will guide our student, how to even write the CV, how you write your uh, portfolio, how you write your use cases. Okay, because these people are work with Intel, these people are work with Infosys, the people are with huge. You can go and you can check their clients. Okay, so for them, they need some standard in your documentations. Okay, and I am happy that these people are helping us to teach you this kind of professionalism, how you appear to the interviews, how you bring your portfolios. Maybe you are in a graphic, maybe in a UI, maybe in a front end, maybe you are a user researcher. Okay, so we are planned, and hopefully in November when we start our class as a physical. Okay, right now we are doing online. So in next week we are planning one group for online also. Okay, uh, so the Vijay, which is a founder of a work, he is coming on our premise, and he will give a very good insight about what companies are looking in any candidate. So how you come to the even for the interviews. Okay, then how your CV should speak. Okay, then how your portfolio should work on there. So a lot of things they have in their mind, because they are actually dealing with customer. Okay, I have a lot of rejection letters also with then I can share with those information also with you. Then you will understand why company reject any designer. Okay, and we we will help out you to bring or reduce those gaps. Okay, because we know, because I'm running my own company almost now 8 years. We are the top 10 company last 3 years in a UX service provider. So we know exactly what industry want, and that is what you will get from my side. Okay, but yes, uh, it is not a one side thing that I will tell you upfrontly now. Okay, you have to show that interest. You ask me 100 questions, I will give 100 answers. Okay, but you have to uh, show that interest. You have to come up, you have to complete assignments on time, on projects on time, because you also know there's a lot of competitions outside. Okay, a lot of good designers are struggling for a job, so there is always a corporate competition is there. So you have to stand there, so you have to be prepared for that. Okay, how to prepare, we are there. Okay, but you have to also a lot of things from your side. Okay? Now this is all about UX tuning lab and what courses we are offering. So I'm coming back to that main course which we are talking today. Okay, and this is the main syllabus which is based on this we are talking. Okay. Uh, Now I'm opening for questions. Okay, if you have any questions, what the maybe now you heard a lot of things from my side. Okay. Uh, so any questions? Because I want, because as I told you, it's not a classes thing. This is like a mentoring thing. So I want, when you decide to learn UX, you should come up with open mind. Okay, you don't come with that tension. Okay, okay, what will happen after that? Okay, we are there to support you, but from your side also, you have to freshen up the things, because a lot of creative things you have to do later on, lot of psychology things you have to study, lot of effort from your side also you have to do. Okay. uh, so that's why, uh, now if you have any question, please do ask me. Okay. uh, okay, you have any, if any questions, please let me know so we can answer those things. And once you now decided to join any UX, then you should not have that doubt in your mind.
Hi, hi Tushar, Sagar here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Tushar, Sagar here.
Yeah, sir, I think your voice is low. Just check your microphone.
Is it
Yes.
I'm audible now?
I will try. It is very low, but you can please continue. Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. Is it fine now?
Yeah. Please continue.
Okay. So my question is, uh, uh, what is the planning of starting this course right now?
Yes, as I told you, we are now one online group. We are going to start maybe this week also, because now I think Thursday. No, sorry, today is Tuesday. So we can start immediate also, or we can start as a fresh from Monday, so that we can start. And now these are the weekend weekdays basically. My all other groups are on weekends only. Now we are planning to on weekdays also, and I understand there's a work from home and everything. So time we are keeping at the evening time. So at the time also we will see uh, how much
Is it
comfortable and
okay? Is it alternative days or something like
Uh,
daily?
yes, it is. It will be alternative day, because see, as I mentioned here also, you are saying there's some theory part is there. Some theory is very complex theory, so I cannot have you cannot have a continuous lecture theory, so that you also can get bored. And we have a set of notes with me, so which I shared with you when session starts. Plus there are, I share a lot of things offline, so a lot of research paper, some links, some articles, some videos, lot of things I shared. So you need that time in between to understand those things. Okay. So continuously, if I have a theory sessions, then it will be a huge burden to
Right.
understand. Okay, so we plan alternate days, and see again, I will repeat myself. It is not a classes thing, so it is a kind of mentoring thing. So if a
Yes.
next day, if you come with and say, sir, last time what we have learned, say for example, we learn for mental models. So I'm not understanding this. So I will happy to repeat those things for 10 times. Still you
Okay.
have to, because see this is something you will learn for once in a lifetime. Okay, because once you start a practical thing, then you will engage more in a practical activity. So theory part is a base. So if you are skip something, or if you not understood anything, then it will be, then once you start practical and something there is for mental models, you will get confused. Okay, so from my side I will repeat even if you ask me 100 times. Okay, so this will not happen. I have to repeat 100 actually times, but Even if you ask me, sir, last topic jo hua tha, it is not understood. Okay, I will happy to repeat. Even we will take continuously 3 4 session till your all doubts are get clear. Okay, so that is something we will do in our sessions. Okay, and what happens, I will tell you. Okay, I have notes which I have shared with you, but when I give something extra, after reading those extra thing, you may have some more questions in your mind. Okay, because for teaching purpose I teach something which is on that syllabus, on basis of notes, but I cannot teach everything at those sessions, so I give a lot of things to read basically. Now when you read those things, so obviously you may have some questions, so obviously we have to give time for those discussions. So sessions will be interactive. uh, you ask me
Okay.
100 questions, I will give,
But
because the intention is that you have to be, you have to understood those. Otherwise if you move ahead, then once you start practically you will get stuck somewhere.
okay, is it means 2 hours or might be more than?
Time will decide, but normal our other sessions are like 2 hours. It is actually 1 point means dead ghante ka session, 1.30. But it is depends. Sometimes some topic needs some more discussion. Okay, or maybe you have some questions. So after 1 hour or after 2 hours, you may have some questions, immediate questions. When you hear something, then you may have some immediate questions, so time is maybe extended sometime. Okay, so it is not we, but we uh, try to follow one timeline. So we will decide before we start, we will decide one time. Okay, so we have some sections. uh, if some topics are like, which we need to be to learn continuously, so we cannot have a break in those. So in those topics, maybe we will, if I think okay we cannot go further, so we'll stop and we'll continue next on next day. Okay, so that entirely depend on a topic, your understanding, your questions, your in, because I want more of that. Okay, because theory knowledge to hai mere paas, but you, the intention is that you should learn, right?
Right. Okay.
Any more questions? Okay, I think I'm not, we're not talk about fees, right? So I will tell you that also. Now, currently the fees which we have, which I have decided, that is 50,000. But as it is online mode initially, so we are going to 45,000. That is the fee we have decided. It's not 50,000. And fees, please don't take tension about fees that you have to pay everything at front and then. Okay, uh, that is up to you. You can break it in 2 or 3. Yes, if you are paying upfront everything, so that is something different. Okay. Uh, Second thing, regarding fees, we have recently. I'm not sure that will happen with no, but I will check and I will tell you confirm. But we are in discussion with one of the bank. So so they are ready to help us to give, if you need that kind of a support as an education loan. So this bank is ready, has told us, so they will help our student to, because when you break it, then you have to pay little bit more amount in 3 4 months or whatever you where you pay. But if you go for a bank, then maybe you have to lesser amount of EMI kind of a thing. But I'm not sure. But I will discuss with again bank authorities. The bank is Saraswat Bank. They have told me that they will give this facility to us. Uh, but I'm not sure. But I don't know anyone want to go there with that, because our fees is not like that huge also. Okay, so so we, you can break at your comfort, and but because we trust each other. Okay, so you define your date, uh, and you follow those date. Okay, so you can break in 2 or 3 or whatever. If any problem, because now in COVID also now, or my existing student also, there's some problems, so we understand. Okay, so from my side I never asked them for fees last 4 5 months. Okay, recently after I think I asked them, I think last month, so if everything is okay, and if you are able to pay, then you can pay me. Okay, so that is comfort we have to give to each other. Okay, but yes, as I'm giving my time, so that fee is all about that time and knowledge and everything. That is, and we have to respect each other's time also. So that is the fee structure we have to follow.
Okay.
Someone have any questions? Okay. Uh, let's do one thing. Okay, if you are, I think we know we are connected on phone also. So if or you can connect me offline also. And if you have any question, please let me know. I will happy to answer those questions. And definitely we'll start as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, I want
maybe
confirmation about date and
yeah,
how
it is
soon we
actually
can.
see. How many people are sick? There are a couple of like you. There are a couple of more person has shown interest. So if I'm waiting for that person confirmation. So if they because see if people are more, will not give like a 10-15 people. Just it is within less than 10. I always try to be. So even if you have 3-4 guys, the advantage will be that you will work on different projects. So other person's subject will be study material for you. Okay, and it's a peer testing. Lot of you have to do user testing, usability testing, interviews. Then you can do a lot of brainstorming sessions within in our in that group also. So that's why it is sometimes advantages to self learn and individual learning and group learning. So that is you can take it because we need users right for a lot of activities. And moreover we already have a 40 plus student pool with me. So whenever you do any activities, we can connect with them. They will help us, for any interviews or any surveys. So we have that peer with us. So they will help you for other activities also.
Okay, fine.
Okay. I think you have any question, please let me know. And once I think in give me 1 or 2 days, so I will let you know exact date. If possible, we'll try in this week also, and maybe probably for sure. I think Monday, so definitely we can start. Okay, so that is from my side. Uh, and timing also, you can just you can text me what is time you are preferred. I think you have told me in evening, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So you just let me know what is the time slot you are preferred. Then in time that time slot we will start.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think thanks for everybody time. I think I have today. I just tested one thing also. I make this live also maybe because some people are not able to join because of some issues. Uh, so if there are some questions, I will put those questions on the comment also. And let's see. So we can start immediately or whenever we possibly can start.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks for time. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks.
Yeah.